What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So yesterday we had a 4-1 day, which was a very profitable day. The situation was that one of the teams that we had on the under actually went into overtime. Even with the overtime, they only went up over by 4 points. So if they wouldn't have won in the overtime, I wasn't even worried about it when I was looking at the game. But they, like I said, they went into overtime and they killed the under. So I'm going to show you the receipts for that. I do have one parlay in the NBA. It's very slim. There's not a lot of choices today. I threw out an NHL pick in the VIP, and then I threw out this parlay as well very early this morning. So I'm going to get into this. I'm going to show you exactly why I'm going with this parlay. You can buy back a couple of points if you want to get some better odds, but this is what I'm going with. Also, one very important note is that today's the last day to get the sharp edge at the locked-in rate of the beta test, which is 2 weeks for free. And then it's $20 a month after that. After today is going to go up to $50. I'm going to show you how valuable this has become, and then we'll get right in. I'm going to get right into the play first, show you how valuable this has become. And like I said, today is the last day you can lock in the price of $20 and you get 2 weeks for free. Now, I do appreciate everybody that hit that like button yesterday and the comments and stuff. 2 days ago, I gave away 1 week for free. Yesterday, we hit 156 likes. We needed to get to 200. So I'm not going to do that today. I'll do that again sometime this week. So pay attention to those videos. I'll throw out another 1 week for free in the VIP with the likes on the video. I won't do that today, but let's get into the play. I do have one strong NBA parlay for you guys. Again, very quickly, I'm going to talk about what happened yesterday. 4-1 day. We lost by because one of the games went into overtime, and then it's a very slim slate for today. So this is actually the game that I was worried about. It was getting very close to the 230. The line kept saying 237, 238, and then they ended up actually hitting on the under 230 and a half. Somebody in the comments was saying that both games went on the over, which is true. But in the general thing of the video, I kept saying, this is not my final lines. I don't know what lines I'm going to go with and stuff like that. So I bought it back about 10 points each. And you can say this one did hit. However, this one did not. And like I mentioned, they went into overtime and they only hit 4 points over what I had in general. So we had the 238 and a half. Actually, it's 241. So we ended up losing this by 3 points. Now, unfortunately, like I said, that went into overtime. We cannot take this and just be like, shit, we lost. It was a good call. The only thing is it went into overtime. So sometimes we're on the better side of that, where we barely hit by 1 point or half a point or whatever it is, and we have to just keep pushing forward. So that was the one loss. Unfortunately, that was the one I gave away for free. But like I said, it was a 4-1 day. Let me show you the receipts. I also talked heavily on why I like the Knicks. They ended up blowing out Milwaukee by 29 points. I also took Boston. They were heavily favored to win by 18 points. I didn't like that spread, even though Brooklyn was on a back-to-back. I explained all this yesterday. They ended up winning by 37 points. So I took both of these on the money line. I took this one, they had to win by 7. They ended up winning by 37. So it was crazy. Then, like I said, I realized that the Knicks and the Bucks, they were scoring a lot. So during the game, I kept seeing this fluctuate between under 239 and then under 238 and under 237. I ended up taking this at under 237 while it was live. I threw it out there. I said it's a little bit risky because they were scoring a lot, but that ended up hitting for us as well. That was in the VIP. And then this one, I was actually following somebody from Poly Tracker. They had about $60,000 riding on this bet. I'm still kind of testing a few things there, so I'm going to show you that. That's one of the updates I wanted to show you. But I ended up taking this on a small unit size just to test it out, and that hit easily for us. So again, this is the last day you can lock in the grandfathered price of the beta test. 2 weeks for free, and you'll lock in that $20 price tag. Tomorrow's going to go up to 50 for the sharp edge tool. Now, like I mentioned, there's today's slim pickings. I ran through everything here, and it does say there's some confidence levels here. So you can see this one's supposedly supposed to hit strongly, 7.0. There's another one here, 5.0 and stuff. But again, the confidence level is very low on these. And this is the kind of stuff that I just don't like to see. I feel like I'm forcing things. So that's why I'm staying away from all the other plays that I was looking at. And I'm only taking one very strong parlay on the lopsided teams. All right, so one of the first things I like to look at is this line move tool. You can see this just basically tells you where the sharp money is coming in and where the books are adjusting to. So for example, the Hornets started at a -4.5. They're currently at a -7.5. So that actually moved over 3 points. You can see the money is split However, the line is shifting 3 points. Then we got the Raptors and the Wizards. The Wizards are just straight trash. You can see the Raptors are minus 10.5 when they started. They're currently 14.5, even though 70% of the bets and 69% of the money, the Raptors is still being pushed 3 points. You can see the rest of these. I'm not going to talk about these because I don't like them, but you can take a screenshot and take a look. This tool right here, again, is the Sharp Edge tool. This is something called the line move tool, which is inside the Sharp Edge. There's a lot of other tools, but this is one of the strong ones as well. If you want access to this tool, again, it's 2 weeks for free, and then you can lock in the price for 20 bucks. Tomorrow, this price will be going up for 50 bucks. This is the last chance to get it for 20. So next thing I like to look at is the dashboard for the NBA. You can see this is a back-to-back report. The reason I like to look at this, I explain it pretty much every game, is that if one team has a one-day rest advantage, they have a big advantage, especially if the other team is traveling, which is not the case today. There's only 5 games, very slim pickings. You can see Trailblazers versus the Hornets. Hornets are supposed to win this by 9 points. Rockets versus the Heat. The Rockets are supposed to win by 4 points. Raptors are supposed to whoop on the Wizards. And then you got the Lakers. They're supposed to win by 4 points against the Warriors. And then you got the Pelicans. They're supposed to beat the Jazz by 4 points. These are only projected scores. Do your own research here. This is just projected scores. Once we have the projections, you can see Hornets are supposed to win, Rockets supposed to win, Raptors, Lakers, and Pelicans. Now remember, if we went back over here, Hornets are supposed to win and Raptors are supposed to win. The line is already matching those projections. Now I'm gonna go. Now because these are so slim pickings, I am gonna go with the 2 very heavy favorites, and I'm gonna actually show you the slip today. I completely forgot to show you the slip yesterday, but it was actually in the comments. So like I said, these are very lopsided games. I'm not going to get into all the crazy details that this has, but I will give you some very key indications. Portland right here is a broken team. If you look at this injury report, they're missing Lillard for the rest of the season. You got Sharp that's out. Danny is doubtful, and then Klingen is questionable. So right now, that's actually their best player, and he's questionable. Also, if we look over here, the team grades, you can see how bad Portland is. 72% overall, 65% on offense, 72% on defense, versus all this green over here. And then defense is not great, but they don't need it because this offense is just trash. So you got Charlotte, 83% chance probability they're going to win this game. And like I mentioned, they cover the spreads 9 out of 10 times. So if you want to, like I said, if you wanted to buy it back, you don't want to go all the way to the money line, because that's what I'm taking, the money line. For the first leg, you can go and do less. You can do less of a spread, maybe like a -3.5, -2.5 to get better odds. It's up to you. I'm taking it on the money line. So Charlotte, like I mentioned, started at a 4.5, currently at a 7.5. So what this is saying is that they cover 90% of the time. They should be covering this 7.5, 90% chance that they'll cover that. Last thing I'll talk about here is that Portland Trailblazers in their last 6 games versus top 10 scoring defenses, only hitting at a 16% hit rate. So the first leg of this, like I said, I'm going with the money line on the first leg for the Hornets. You guys can take it if you want to get better odds. I'm going to show you the exact slip. The odds are a little bit high. I don't care about that. I'm willing to pay for it because I'm willing for the Hornets to win with no bullshit. So again, that's up to you how you want to play that. I want to show you the other leg of this, but first I wanted to talk about the Poly Market tool, or the Poly Tracker tool, because I think some people are a little bit confused on that, and also even the people that paid, they're a little bit confused on that. So I want to kind of explain how I'm using it myself, so that you can start getting some ideas on how to use this. It's a very powerful tool. Inside the Sharp Edge is called Poly Tracker. Let me show you what that is, and then I'm going to show you the second leg. All right, so very quickly, what I like to do is I like to sort by how much money these guys have. So this guy right here has $7.3 million in his wallet. This guy has $2.5 million. This guy has $2.4 million, and so on. Okay, I like to sort it by how much money they have in the bank. Now, the next thing you can look at is the total profit and loss. You can see these guys, this guy actually lost $3 million. This guy lost $13 million. Even though they have $2.5 million, they're actually losing money right now. And you can see they throw out a lot of bets. So they're losing a lot of those bets. So this is good information to know. Now you can see a lot of these actually have zeros as active bets. So I don't care about these guys that don't have active bets. I only want to see what active bets they have right now. I actually like to click right here where it says hide active, or you can click over here where it says hide zero active. What this does is it clears out everybody that doesn't have active bets. Okay, from here, now obviously, like I mentioned, I'm not going to be following people that are hitting at a 3% hit rate. I'm not going to be following people that are hitting at a 7% hit rate. Now, if I do see something that's crazy like this one, this guy's hitting at a 98% hit rate. This guy's hitting at a 96% hit rate. They have 17 bets open. This guy has 18 bets open. Now, if we click into this guy that has 98% hit rate, and he's hitting, his average bet is $1,200, and he's already won $2 million. This guy knows what the hell he's doing. So, for example, right today he actually doesn't have any open games. All of these are for later dates. So you can see multi-week. So not every play is going to be for today, but one way you can do this is, since there's not active bets for today for that one trader, you can go and sort by the daily. So let me go and do that very quick. You go over here where it says today's date. So you click over here where it says today, and then you can click on the categories. I'm not gonna sort through the categories. I'm only gonna go through today. And again, I only want to follow people that are profitable. So this guy, his average bet is $65,000. He does have open bets for today. So I'm going to click on view his positions, and you can see right here, I ran to strike. So this is actually insane. I have not seen this until right now live, but check this out. It says I ran strike on US military by February 28th. And I have not paid attention, but I know for sure, I saw the news that the US struck Iran this morning. So I don't know if he won this bet or not. You can see he only put up $979 on that one. But if Iran strikes US military, which I think they did in Iraq, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So he won this bet, which is crazy. And I feel like I'm getting off topic, but the thing is, this is what's crazy, that you can see stuff like this that has nothing to do with sports, but there's also things that have to do with sports. So let me go right back into the sports. And this is the kind of information that you can get now inside of Sharp Edge. And you're following people that are profitable. That's what's the biggest thing that's important. If you don't see this kind of stuff, you can get it on Kalshi. I'll get into another video there. I'm gonna actually put up the video at how to use this at the end of this video. Now, because I got a little bit off topic, let me go back into where it says NBA. Okay, you can go into soccer, you can go into any other one. I'm gonna go into the NBA. You can see all three of these guys that are placing bets today, they're not profitable. So I kind of don't want to follow them. But I will show you what this is. This is a sharp better. And you can see he's actually going with the Blue Devils today. He's going with the Pelicans. And then he's going with the Nuggets. For the only one that's for today is going to be the Pelicans. Okay. So again, that's one guy that has shown to be not profitable. I would not follow this bet. But this is the kind of information of just tracking stuff. All right, guys, sorry about that. I feel like I got off topic there, but that's crazy to see stuff like that where people are betting millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars on crazy stuff like that. So anyways, it just blows my mind. So here we go. Raptors, I'm going to take them straight up on the money line. Again, on this one, you can buy it back to a -2.5 to get better odds and stuff like that. Anyway, Raptors are supposed to win this. You got the Toronto opened up at a 10.5. They're currently at a 14.5. So the line shifted 4 points. Even though, so the public is all over this as well. You can see Toronto 70% of the bets, 69% of the money, and the line shifted. So there's one of these rare occasions where the public actually aligns with the sharps. Now, if we look over here, the ATS trends, the ATS, they cover 60% of the time. All green on this side versus all red on this side. 90% chance Toronto wins this game. If we look over here, this is the injury report. You can see how many people are out or questionable for the Wizards, including Trae Young with a knee injury. I'm not going to speak more on this. Let me just give you the play now. So I'm taking, like I said, I'm paying the juice at a -213. You can go any one of these teams that you think is going to slaughter the other one. You can go and get them at a -2.5 or -3.5, or you can do both at a -2.5. It's up to you. I'm taking it straight up Raptors money line, Hornets money line. I think we just crossed 4,500 subscribers, guys. I really do appreciate you. Let's get to 5,000. Make sure you get the Sharp Edge tool, 2 weeks for free, and then it converts over to $20, and you'll be locked in at that price for the beta test grandfathered in price. After today is going to go up to $50. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day.